Yo, it's your boy Mars M9 coming to you back again, once again, with the beautiful NWA World Heavyweight Championship over my shoulder. Let me turn the mic up just a little bit, make sure y'all can hear me, because I know the last video, the audio was a tiny bit shaky. Um, but I'm coming to you with a little review of AEW Dynamite 222. Wait, 2222. There we go. All twos across the board. Um, Pretty good show to say the least. Sorry if I don't remember everything. I have some notes on the screen to look through, but um, yeah, pretty good show. Can't complain about it. Kicking off the night, we had Mox versus Wheeler Yuto. In what was actually a pretty good match. Oh my god, I don't like how this is falling off. Yeah, it was a pretty good match. Can't complain too much about it. Mox did come out with the victory as expected. And after the match or whatever, sticking on the topic of Mox, Brian Danielson approached Mox, you know, pretty much asking, you know, do do you want asking the crowd at least, do you want to see us fight? Appearing to be challenging Mox to a match. Uh, Followed by him saying, "No, we shouldn't fight. We should be tagging." And then pretty much trashing every single champion in AEW, telling them, "Hey, we can run this place." And yeah, pretty much looking to form a faction. It seems like starting with Moxley. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes. Someone I can see being in that faction, because it looks like Brian, like from him starting with Mox, it seems like Brian may be going after people that are either A, being overlooked, or B, being out for a while. So someone else that I could see entering the fray of this. This guy right here. If this is an angle leading to a faction, 100% someone that should be considered for that faction is Kip Sabian. Phenomenal talent, hasn't been on TV in a while, obviously. And yeah, I think if this is the starting point for a faction, Kip Sabian will be a perfect thing. And I love the theme AEW having a bunch of different factions. And especially considering that you can't tell that a lot of these factions are factions if you're just randomly tuning in. So it's not overwhelming. It's not overwhelming to the entire product. So it makes the entire product seem, pretty fresh. And yeah. Next, we had Brandy Rose come out, talking about how much she loves Cleveland or Chicago, whatever, same shit, Yeah, I just read that straight up. So pretty much she dissed the town. Then you had Lambert come out. Actually, like, did not expect Lambert to be cheered. He said some shit that I'm not gonna say. Looking further through the notes, because I'm like damn near sick as a bitch. That was a weird term. Sick as hell. So everything is pretty blurry. Okay. So said something about like, how he has America Top Team. He said something about she should be like America Top Tits. Says her whole family should turn heel because at WWE she spent most of her time being face. Like, didn't give that much of a fuck about that segment, if I'm being completely honest. I love all of AEW product. I want to go through it all, but that segment is one I don't think I gave that much of a damn about. Matt Hardy came out, did his thing, been disappointed in the private party, blah blah blah. Adam Cole talked about being undefeated. Because his loss to Orange Cassidy was in an unsanctioned match. Like, yeah, I like but dislike unsanctioned matches. It's like it's unsanctioned matches to me are hit or miss. Because there's more to that term unsanctioned. So if it's unsanctioned, it also shouldn't be, in a company ring. Like the word unsanctioned, obviously in wrestling terms, means this doesn't count against your record, which it should be. It should be a little further to it. It should be in like some other ring somewhere else. Like, yeah, but that's here nor there. Um, beat them, please. I beg you. Don't continue to feud. Da, da, da. Yeah, moving on to the next. Going wild. They beat Chicago tossing. Next. Then I actually didn't see this next segment, so I'm trying to read through it. So yeah, Adam Page versus Lance Archer is going to be a Texas death match. Then Jericho says to Santana Ortiz. Yeah. So Jericho touched on the Santana Ortiz. Sure. I promise you, jinxing is real. I kid you not. Jericho literally talked about not too long ago about how perfect the inner circle was and how there was never any dissension, and there's no need for dissension, and it probably won't happen anytime soon. And literally mere months later, like there's dissension within the inner circle. So that's gonna be a really, 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 really interesting. And to further on to the match, so those were all of the segments. Don't remember exactly what order they were announced in, so I just read through that. Mox versus Wheeler Yuta. Obviously, Moxley won, like I said earlier. Pac and Penta versus the Kings of the Black Throne. Kings of the Black Throne won, and I kid that was a great match. That was a really, really, really good match. I'm just waiting to see where the Kings of the Black Throne goes and the House of Black goes, like because I can see more superstars joining in and that becoming a more dark faction. And I smell an eventual feud with the Dark Order if the Dark Order ever, because right now it doesn't seem like the Dark Order is completely there at the moment. It hasn't been for a while, but I can see the Kings of the Black Throne and the House of Black in general, whatever that's going with, whatever the faction name will be, being a good revitalizer for the Dark Order in the future, hopefully, if booking says it. AEW is pretty good with reading the room, so we'll see where that goes. Ruby Soho versus Nyla Rose, and Nyla Rose picks up the win over Ruby Soho. Wasn't a big fan of that match. Well, it wasn't a bad match. Please do not get that twisted. It was a good match. Just I don't know. It just didn't pique my interest. Like I love all of the women wrestlers in AEW, but I feel like it's something about that women's division. Like I think the women's division is the one thing WWE still has over AEW in a way. I can't quite get my finger on what it is. But yeah. CM Punk versus MJF, where the streak was broken. CM Punk's undefeated streak in AEW was broken by Maxwell Jacob Freeman. I actually saw this coming a while ago. The moment the MJF CM Punk feud started, I knew MJF would end CM Punk's streak. And yeah, and it was a good swerve because everyone thought it was going to be that perfect babyface story where he takes out every member of the faction week by week by week, and then eventually, take home the champion. Take home the overall win over everybody. But the leader of the faction this time around actually showed himself being the leader of the faction because he did what the rest of his faction couldn't do. So I can see this whole thing leading to dissension within the Pinnacle. Further dissension, that is, because I can picture MJF coming out next week on Dynamite or even Friday night on Rampage, talking to Wardlow and Sean Spears, how they couldn't get the job done, how Sean Spears lost in seconds and Wardlow choked the match. Like, I could see a lot of good coming from it. And then matches for Rampage were announced. The TNT Championship match, Isaiah Cassidy versus Sammy Guevara, should be a banger. Adam Cole versus Evil Uno should be pretty good. Ricky Starks versus Jay Lethal, that should be a banger. Mercedes Martinez versus Thunder Rosa. A lucha, it's a luchadora match in a way, even though neither one of them are in the luchador category, but you know their heritage, everything like that, blah blah blah. Going in a circle on a tangent, but that should be a really good match. And then for next Dynamite, obviously you got the AEW title, Texas Death Match, Page versus Archer. Uh, some pretty good shit going on. There's also been a lot of shit in the world of wrestling that I will probably cover at the end of the week. I'm thinking about starting a series called This Week in the Wrestling World, and just covering everything that's going on in the world of wrestling, everything on every show as an overall. That'll be the one show where I actually give some type of input and opinion on NXT, but you know, I'm just not a big fan of it. Um, but yeah, let me know in the comments if I missed anything. Sorry if this video isn't exactly the quality that you guys were looking for, or what I wanted to be. I feel like shit. Yeah, I'm also gonna be coming with reaction videos throughout the weeks. To various things like, you know, Botchamania, best moves, moments, stuff like that. Uh, but yeah, I'm gonna go get some rest. Currently 12 a.m. Normally not, you know, tired or bothered at this point, but you know, it's kind of sick. I'm gonna go get some rest. So until next time, everybody.